Welcome to another episode of Lunch with the Shark. Join us as we dive deep into discussions about business, accounting, and finance to help you build a business that thrives. Now sit back and have a bite with your host, the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa.
Well, hello, good afternoon, and welcome to a new edition of Lunch with the Shark. I am your host, Vidal, the Shark CFO Espinosa. And thank you for tuning in today and joining us on this new edition. I am so happy to see you here, and I'm really thankful and grateful that you are and taking our advice. It's been great. Actually, I had so much fun yesterday at our lunch with the Shark with James. James, thank you so much for participating and being our guest. I actually learned a lot of information and a lot of things about the insurances. And really, if you don't have an agent, a broker, or somebody that is advising you on insurances, give them a call. They're going to navigate the complex insurance arena. Trust me, insurances are really complicated. I actually have an experience with a company to which we used to consult, and they had insurance for all the equipment for their manufacturing facilities, inventory, and everything, right? Unfortunately, they had an accident. They had a fire. And they never updated their value on insurance when it came to inventory, equipment, and building value, the value on their building. So it was just, we were short of that the insurance company approved the incident, approved the claim, because they're threatening with underinsurance. There's actually something called underinsurance, meaning that you get the insurance, but you value all your assets that you're insuring under the value they are. And why do that? Because they want to pay a lesser premium. They just want to be insured, hoping and gambling and betting that they're never going to have to use the insurance. They're just check marking box for the rent, for the whatever it is, for a license, for a permit, for the shareholders, they're just check mark a little box. And when it comes time to file that claim and go through the claim process, you are going to find underinsurance. It's such a bad thing for your company that you spend those $500, $1,000 extra and get that valuation correctly. You can actually lose anything. You can actually, the insurance company can actually deny your claim or even penalize you, increasing your premiums, but denying that claim because you're underinsured. So beware, be careful. It's really complex. Google, it's not going to help you get that determination, get that valuation. Google, it's going to help you maybe get definition of those terms you don't understand. Nevertheless, they're not going to be able to explain the meaning of those terms. You don't speak insurance, you don't speak taxes, you don't speak accounting, so speak legal. um, Maybe you speak whale like Dory, but that's it. Don't jeopardize or don't gamble with the assets of your company. And speaking about assets and speaking about gambling, the assets of your company, today, continuing with our series of protecting your assets, I'm going to try to illustrate the different ways to protect your personal and your business assets. Okay? Remember, these are just our opinions in my personal level, not as an attorney. I am not your legal counsel. I am not an attorney. I'm just telling you based on my experience, based on what I've seen, heard in my career. Okay? Consult with your business attorney, your corporate attorney, going to be able to tell you what's best for you and your business. Okay? If you don't have an attorney, give us a call. We have an attorney in our firm. Most owners already appreciate the benefits that creating a business structure, remember, a corporation or an LLC, can provide. But should entrepreneurs consider having their small business held in a trust? Holy shit. A trust? A trust is only for my state. A trust, it's only for me. Do you even know what a trust is? There's actually a thing called trust company. Ah, a trust company, it's a legal entity that acts as a fiduciary agent trustee on behalf of a person or business for the purpose of administration, management, and the eventual transfer of assets to a beneficial party. The trust company acts as a custodian for trusts, estates, custodial arrangements, asset management, stock transfer, beneficial ownership registration, and other related arrangements. A trust company, it's a legal entity that acts as a fiduciary agent or trustee on behalf of the person or businesses for a trust. You know that a trust company can actually manage, or once managing your company, you can actually be part of the trust and you can actually be owner, but whomever is managing it, it's a trust. They're actually the administration, they take the management, and you can eventually transfer assets of the beneficiary, which in this case would be who? Your company. When we are talking about asset protection, business protection, what we're trying to do or illustrate is like, let me give you an example. The onion. Onions have different layers, right? And the deeper you peel an onion, layer by layer, okay, you want to be the center of the onion. Because the center of the onion, it's what we want to protect, which is you, your family, your husband, your wife, your spouse, your kid, your immediate family, and you want to protect them from everybody surrounding it. So, asset protection should be like an onion. Each layer, it's protecting from different things. Now, the idea here is to put as many layers as possible so any possible dispute, mediation, arbitration, lawsuit would protect you from getting you. Now, I'm not saying to commit fraud. I'm not saying that this is to commit fraud. I'm not saying this to create any illegal activities, because any activity that it's illegal, it's immediately deterring you or deterring all those protections. You need to do is you need to protect yourself. It's an onion. You need to create an onion for yourself, which you are going to be in the middle. Layers, layers, layers. It's like in winter. You need to layer, right? To be warm. So it's the same thing with asset protection. They are layers. that you need to put in place to protect yourself, to protect you from your work, from whatever you do, so people cannot just walk over to any court, take it from you. Maybe they're not in the right to take it away from you. Nevertheless, you're going to have to spend resources, energy, time to protect yourself or to defend yourself. So it's much better to create the onion from the get-go than to spend energy, time, money, resources to protect, to defend yourself. So the idea here is to be proactive. And I think that there's a common denominator on every single piece of advice that we give you, which is proactive. Be proactive. Don't be reactive. When it comes to creating your accounting, be proactive. Don't do the once every blue moon. We just had a blue moon a couple of days ago. There won't be one for the next 18 years or 19 years, or something like that. I don't recall, but that's why they're called blue moon. So you're not supposed to do your books every blue moon, like 1 year. No, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to do your books, period. Like, you're not supposed to do your own taxes because you're not going to get the same results as somebody expert in taxes. You're not going to get the same results as your neighbor because your neighbor has 5 dependents and you have no dependents. Oh, but my neighbor is getting a big check from the IRS and I have to pay. And we work in the same place and we have the same. Yes, but you have different things, right? So every onion is different. Every layer of protection has to be different. So I have my business under a trust. The quick, yes, you should. But this is going to cost me a shitload of money. Yes, it's going to cost you money. But at the end of the day, it's going to save you headaches. It's going to save you from possible disagreements in the court of law, in a mediation, arbitration, whatever it is. What is a trust exactly? A trust is a legal vehicle that allows a third party trustee to hold and assets in a trust fund on behalf of the beneficiary. You are the beneficiary. Your shareholders are the beneficiaries. Your members are the beneficiaries, right? And the trustee is the one who manages it. Look at it as a property management service. If you have an asset that you rent, instead of you working on it and participating actively, you can hire a property manager. They can do everything on your behalf. Plain and simple. Oh yeah, but that costs a shitload of money. No, it doesn't. Maybe 10% of the rent they collect. But they have to be there. They have to help the tenant fix chingaderas, the break, things like that. You forget. You like the commercial. You said it and get it. As simple as that. Because you're not supposed to be, oh, I have a property and the tenant called me and I have to send a plumber or I have to go myself on the weekend to fix the leaking faucet. You gotta be freaking kidding me. You're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to be looking for other properties so you can increase your portfolio for rentals. That's where the money is. Not on saving on plumbers. Think of it as a corporation for your personal assets. That's a corporate trust. It is a separate entity that is run by the trustee who acts like the CEO for the trust. Shit, I'm telling you a lot of things like over here and over there, but it's very simple. Look, I have my company, okay? I have my company. Tick, 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 tick. Yeah, okay. And then I created my trust. This trust, it's my CEO to my company. So, hello, company. I'm your new CEO. I am going to be managing and working for you. And I'm Vidal, the Shark CFO. I'm the owner of both. So, this one, it's going to be running my business. Woo, I'm Uber. I'm independent contractor. Woo. Okay? That's a trust. That's a more protections. Those are the layers from the onion. That's simple. So they have to make sure the trust it's in good financial order and make decisions on behalf of the trust. What does the CEO do? They manage and run the business. Once you understand how trust ownership works, along with some of the pros and cons, your business may be ready to benefit from being held under a trust, which is you, a beneficiary. First of all, I would like to remind you that considering a trust, always seek advice to make sure you're making the right decision for yourself and your loved ones. Remember, this trust, the one we're talking about, it's different than your personal trust. Okay? It's different. Consult with an attorney. Consult with an estate attorney. Okay? That's the best thing to do. This includes hiring an attorney to set up the trust and make sure it's done correctly. Google, it's not an attorney. LegalZoom, it's not an attorney. Even though they have legal there, it's because they have agreements that are legal documents. But they're not your attorney. You cannot call LegalZoom or Google to go and represent you in the court of law and say, hey, Google told me to download this document, so therefore they're my attorneys. They're not. Oh, I paid LegalZoom to download this template in extra large when I'm small for my trust. Come, LegalZoom, help me. They're not going to help you. So remember also, we are not an attorneys, but we have access to the attorney in our firm that can help you create a trust that best suits your needs. Not the extra large that you're going to download from Google. We'll create one that it's tailored to your own measurements. Okay? Maybe you don't need a small one. Maybe you need an extra large. Maybe you need a medium. You need a small. You need a large. You need something in between small and medium. Medium. Something like that. I don't know. Those documents, those agreements should be tailored. Okay? A living trust is pretty much what it sounds like. It allows you to place assets in a trust while guess what? You're alive. With control of the trust transferred after you die to the beneficiaries that you designate. And most likely, who are going to be those beneficiaries? Your kids, your wife, your spouse, your husband, your parents, whomever you decide to, your accountants. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, right? By placing your business into a living trust, a trust that is created for you and your family benefits while you are alive. You transfer legal ownership of your business to the trustee, which is usually a third party, but can also be the business owner. In this case, it's you. It's a business company. It's a family owned business. It's everybody that owns the company. You might consider creating a living trust for several reasons. So, again, we go back to the onion. You need to create an onion for yourself. The more you work, the more assets you have, the more money you have in your bank account for your retirement, even though you're going to spend it all. That's the same thing I tell my mom. Mom, whatever you own, whatever you have, sell it and spend it all. Smoke it all. She doesn't smoke, right? But it's just the same. Fúmatelo. Just spend it all on you. You work so hard all your life. Maybe you're going to do that. You say to your kids, you know what, kids? I already support you for 18, 20, 30 years, whatever the time you supported them. I gave you a school. So now it's my time to enjoy it. You're going to end up with nothing. Go and spend it all. Liquidate your trust. Consult with your advisor if you're going to do that, because they might be tax implications. So beware. Okay, you might consider creating a limited trust for several reasons. One, if you have a business and want to ensure it operates smoothly with no interruptions of income flow in the event of your death or disability. If you want to protect your assets from the inconsumption or incapacity of yourself or beneficiaries. Disability. If you want to minimize the chances that you will maybe contest it. Oh, he was not aware when he signed the trust, or he signed this agreement. If you want to create an additional layer of protection for your personal assets, for the onion. Yeah, you're creating an onion, pretty much. Even though if you don't like onions, create an onion. Please, please, please. There are two main types of trusts: revocable trusts and irrevocable trusts. Okay, so a revocable trust allows you to retain control of the assets during your timeline, yet can be altered and even dissolved so long as you're alive, right? The downside is that while a revocable trust will usually keep your assets out of probate if you were to die, you probably won't escape state taxes. So you need to plan accordingly. Okay, when creating a trust, revocable or irrevocable, you also need to consider the amount of wealth that you're going to transfer or acquire, and so forth, so on, right? But you have time before you die. We never know when we're going to die, right? Knock on wood. I hope it doesn't happen soon or today. So you never know. So you need to plan accordingly. You need to plan based on what you think is going to happen or how wealthy you want to become, and plan like that. You know what? I want to have $100 million by the age of 50. I only have 3 years left, so I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do it. But if I want to have $100 million, trust me, there's state taxes there. So I have to plan accordingly. An irrevocable trust cannot be altered once it has been created and you give up control of your assets that you put into it. Okay? But an irrevocable trust has a key advantage in that it can protect beneficiaries from probate and state taxes. Those setting up a irrevocable trust must also consider other issues regarding how it is managed. Okay, so in this case is you're transferring everything, your ownership, to your trust. Even though it's your trust, the assets are no longer yours. They belong to the trust. Okay, you can actually sell them, but it's not you who's going to sell them, it's the trust who's going to sell them. Okay, so consult with your advisor, consult with your attorney, consult with your tax advisor, your accountant, because there's a lot of ramifications and implications. Nevertheless, you're going to avoid probate and estate taxes. And if Biden wins, there's going to be a humongous increase on state taxes. Okay, and not only that, so this information we are providing you is general knowledge about trust. Okay, general knowledge about trust. We are not discovering or creating or reinventing the wheel. Okay, so as a reminder, we're not attorneys, but have access to attorneys that can help you create a trust best suited for your needs. Contact us at invictus-advisors/shark so we can help determine who would be the best attorney in our staff, in our firm, to help you set up that onion and protect you and your loved ones. We appreciate if you took a minute and share our Facebook page. Please, 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 please share our Facebook page. It is really easy to do. Jesus, take the wheel and play the video. Under the blue Book Now button, you will see 3 little dots. Okay? Click the 3 little dots and select Share. Wait until the Create Post pop-up appears and type in what would you like to say about our Facebook page, what would you like to say about Invictus, what would you like to say about our staff, our members, or whatever you want to say. Whatever, anything you want to say, send us a message, whatever. And then click Post. This will share our Facebook page with your friends and family, and we will be eternally grateful for that action. It doesn't matter what you say. Maybe you say, I don't like the Shark CFO because he's full of shit. Thank you for that. And I will try to better myself. If you say that, I will reach out personally to you, try to pinpoint why and where I'm full of shit so I can fix it. Okay? And it's not personal. I know it's not personal. It's not about me. So it's not personal. And to end up today's Lunch with the Shark, I want to end up with a quote from Edwin Land, who is an American inventor, best known as the co-founder of the, guess what? Polaroid Corporation. Ooh, millennials would not even know what a Polaroid is. And he said, it is not what we need new ideas, but we need to stop having old ideas. Damn. This is so relevant. This is so current. This is so 2020. So he said, it is not that we need new ideas, but please, we need to stop having old ideas. Mindset, people, mindset. Shift it. It's been great seeing you today. Have an amazing afternoon. Relax, enjoy the weather. If you're in San Diego, enjoy the weather, and you're in this region. And it doesn't matter whatever you are, enjoy it. Just enjoy life. It's been great seeing you. Bon appetit.
Thank you for listening to Lunch with the Shark. If you would like to set up a consultation with the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa, visit his website www.invictus-advisors.com, and don't forget to subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn.